Who's Ian McCaffrey, by the way? Oh, McCaffrey, right. I get it now. Double cut Dan, what's that about?
Oh, because he didn't realise the Nintendo. That's so old. That's like 2 months old.
No one's changed it to make it.
Double cut was because Dan didn't realise that Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt came as a double cut on the Nintendo.
Okay.
You're hosting, by the way.
Are we starting now?
I did put the symbol up 3 times to say that we were
I
live,
did,
but I was like,
oh, well, it could be like a little pre-show for everyone.
We've got to have a little pre-show first, haven't we, really?
Exactly. So I stop recording and press record again.
Recording stopped.
Oh.
Recording in progress.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. My name is Ian, and welcome to Xbox Tavern Xpod Tavern episode 42nd. I am your host again, somehow, Ian, and I'm joined by Jamie.
Hello.
Ross.
hello.
Graham.
Hello.
And probably now normal host, no longer special, Pete.
Greetings all.
Well, he's still special to me.
I am still special. Get it right. I am special guest.
Okay,
And
fine.
when Dan's back next week, I'm kicked off. I'm gone.
Yeah, that's true. Can we just kick off Dan instead?
Ooh.
No, that's only joking. How's everyone doing today?
Very well.
Spiffing.
Spiffing indeed.
Except, motherfuckers. I listened to last week's show.
Good. I would hope so.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, what's
Dave's
wrong with
taken
last
over
week's show?
already.
I made a few notes. Let me just get my.
Do you need your glasses on your old age, though?
Number one,
Right, hang on.
Halo is rubbish. It needs a battle royale, right? That's
Pete,
2 points.
Pete.
Next.
Pete, you're lucky you're back. I can't believe you picked Time Crisis over House of the Dead.
Why would it
I,
not?
I,
pick Time
like I said, I
Crisis?
never really played House of the Dead, so I had to
Outrageous.
sign a Time Crisis.
I want to make an official company statement. We don't stand for bashing Red Dead 2. Thank you very much, Graham.
Yeah.
I believe it's Warzone Firefight. Ian, you were talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Your comeback was faster than how Red Dead 2 plays.
And for GTA Heist, I will be the tea lady back at base while you all go and do the exciting stuff.
Exactly. So that was an agreeable statement that we made then.
Yeah, there we go. See, it was all fair and lovable.
It was. There's one more, but I'm going to leave that one because I've calmed down a bit now.
Oh, go on, share.
Go on,
Oh,
let's
please.
hear it.
I believe at one point Ian said, and I quote, "Jamie, what's the fucking point in you?" I laughed and then I thought, why am I laughing?
That's the point of you, Jay, honestly.
That's a hardcore attack, that is.
That was. I did apologise. straight
Yeah, no,
away.
I'm jesting. I just thought it'd be a little bit of bants to start off. Sorry, Ian. Resume the hosting duties. I'm sorry.
There we
Eddie.
go. Well, I did not do enough job of doing it again. But yeah, I'll say thanks again to Insert Coin. We're still running discounts. So if you use code Xbox Tavern 20 at checkout, you can rock some awesome gear like Ross is showing. You get 20% off. Oh, and his beanie hat. Yes, Jamie's beanie hat. If you're watching us, be for 20% off until December. So yeah, please do check it out and give them some love because we indeedly do love them as well. So I guess we go on to topic of the week. And this time we've decided to pick on that potentially Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas are being remastered for Xbox and 2 other consoles, potentially landing this year as well.
When?
Which is beautiful. So this was, oh my God, I've lost my page what I was talking about. So whilst I find the page, Jamie, what do you think of the announcement?
It's quite exciting, I think, because obviously GTA 5 has kind of pushed it to the next tier of, like God tier game type thing. But bringing back these original PS2 and Xbox trilogies, I think would be good to get them in a remastered form because they've been like ported in the past, backwards compatibility and stuff. But I think on the article I was reading the other day, it was saying something about they've been remastered in Unreal or some sort of fancy engine. So
that's what I was trying to look for, see what engine it was.
Yeah, we got all 3 of these games are being remastered using Unreal Engine and will be a mix of new and old graphics. So possibly something like Halo where you can switch back and forth maybe. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think most of us have always been clamoring for a new Vice City. So I'm looking forward to revisiting these in the upspuffed mode.
And what about you, Ross? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, can't wait. Vice City, as you were saying. I like San Andreas. I like the sort of I don't know if I prefer the story of San Andreas better than Vice City, but I just love the fact of being in sort of Miami. The soundtrack for Vice City was fantastic, and the character Tommy Vassetti was just fantastic as well. So hopefully, if they're bringing that back out this year, that'd be a nice wee treat for the tail end of the year.
Wait, and Pete, do you ever play the old Grand Theft Autos?
Well, I looked at it earlier, and at first I was a bit like, nah. But then, to be honest, those 3 are the 3 GTAs I haven't played. I played the original, I played 2, I played GTA London, and then I went straight to 4. So really, this is kind of ideal for me because, I wouldn't want to go back and play them now because the graphics would be awful and they wouldn't be like a fair representation of what they were back in the day. So a remastered collection would be up my street, to be honest.
Is there any reason you didn't play them before? Because I'm struggling to get my head around someone not even
I honestly
remotely picking up GTA 3.
I remember what I said. So, has Pete even played them? I don't think he has.
I can't remember. I don't know why I never played them. What were they on? PS2?
Yes.
To start with, yeah.
I mean, PS2 was mainly me playing FIFA and Formula 1, I think. I don't think I branched into GTA. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They brought it out as a double pack on either the Xbox or the 360.
The original
Yeah. Xbox
was a double pack, yeah, and then they released San Andreas later on as well.
I mean, I know the memes. All you have to do is get on the damn train, AJ. Or whatever it is. I know the
Hey,
memes.
Mom! No, that's 4.
Yeah. Gazin.
You're thinking about Nico there, weren't you?
Yeah, that's the 2. Oh, shit, here we go again.
That's it.
That's San Andreas. And Graham, what about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be good to play with sort of the Xbox graphics. The only one I'm sort of looking forward to playing is probably San Andreas, because I never actually played that one properly. I think I played a bit of it, but it was when the move was happening as we were transitioning to the new console. And so I just kind of missed that one off. So yeah, getting back to that one will be a nice new adventure rather than replaying something I've already played before.
Yeah. I think for me, like my favorite out of the three, which is probably controversial, would be number 3. I preferred GTA 3 to Vice City and San Andreas. For me, I guess that's more enjoyment because I think that's the most fun I had. I remember trying it as well before. You couldn't get across the bridge until you progress past a certain story. I remember trying to jump the bridge and try different things. Eventually, you get over it.
Once you unlock the tank and you put light, like low gravity on, and you just sort of aim at the tanks, turn it back the way, aim for the bottom of the bridge, and then
shoot across.
So did those games in the day have the cheat codes where you could literally just press up, down, left, right, X?
Yeah.
They all do.
You got a
Oh,
tank.
they all do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Do you
obviously
think they'll
this
still
is,
be in there, the remasters?
oh yeah,
100%.
But
Yeah.
this
Or do you
was-
think
Yeah.
it'll be paid DLC? You watch.
No.
Unlock tank.
As
unlock
part of
tank
the season pass.
$9.99.
Yeah,
This was
exactly.
This was before the whole issue with achievements, and if you entered a cheat code and that was it, your achievements were disabled. So
Yeah.
nobody cared about spawning in a tank in the first mission of the game just to create chaos.
Yeah, I think as Gray said, I've never really played San Andreas to the end. I played it up to
How?
there's a mission where the mission where you get the jetpack. I think as far as I got bored of it.
Am I
I
right in
don't know
saying
why, I
that
just
San
didn't-
Andreas is the one with Samuel Jackson in it? Eh?
Yeah, I just didn't. For some reason I don't know if I just got bored of the whole GTA thing at that point or something, but I just couldn't be bothered to finish it. But I'm with you, Ian, on GTA 3. I absolutely love that game.
Yeah, 3 was good.
Yeah,
Proper
fantastic.
nostalgia going on when I think about that, and the soundtrack was awesome.
It does take
Oh,
me
yeah.
back to one of the most embarrassing parts of my gaming history. It was the mission. I still remember it to this day, and it's like you get a text message come through telling you to go and get in a car, and you go in the car and you turn the engine on and it explodes. And I must have sat there for about 20, 30 attempts getting in this car and the car exploding, thinking, what the fuck have I done wrong? Why is this car exploding every time I get in it? And then realised that like if you don't rush to get into the car, you get the other message saying that it's a bomb, don't go into the car.
Yeah.
So that.
Oh, there we go.
So
Too quick for your own good.
yeah. So obviously the headline says coming to Switch. Or no, obviously other consoles. Does that mean it's coming to Switch first and then to us later, or will it be all three at the same time? Do you reckon?
You would imagine
We all
it's
three at the
fucking
same
time.
time.
I suppose it's more of a headline to say Switch because there's no GTA on
Yeah.
Nintendo consoles really. So bringing this trilogy will be like their first official taste, as it were.
It'll be interesting to see the price point then, because Switch games obviously they're at the high point, aren't they? Like even when you saw back in the day when, or even today with your FIFAs and your Mass Effect 3 when they first came, they were still like 50, 60 quid games. So I'm interested to see the price point of this triple remaster.
Yeah,
I mean, compare the same. Nintendo just don't know how to price things.
No, I was going to say.
Never
Put the
change
most
price as
expensive
well.
price on it. Hope for the best.
I was going to say they
yeah.
do, don't they? Because they make all the money, but they're not worried about lowering at any point soon.
No.
So 60 quid on Switch, 40 quid everywhere else.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
And,
surprise me as well. And they never lower it as well. I think like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild is like 40, 50 quid.
Yeah, I was looking at buying Animal Crossing today. That's been out for over a year, still 40, 50 quid,
Oh yeah.
unless you go second hand somewhere. Do you reckon they're going to have updated not just the visuals, but also the mechanics in terms of aiming? Because obviously the old ones were a bit shoddy for their
Yeah.
aiming controls and movement controls, especially compared to 4 and 5.
I guess you've got to change the updated controllers as well now. So yeah, I imagine so.
If they're changing the engine, you think they'd change some bits around that as well.
Make it feel more like 5 or 4 or something
Is
like
this
that.
you admitting, Jamie, that you want the aim assist on?
Ooh.
I don't want that's one of the only games I would put it on because the aiming was so horrendous. It was almost unplayable
was
without
quite
it.
bad.
It was, yeah. You're inverted still, though, aren't you, for those games?
Oh yeah.
Dumb enough.
All the way.
We
Penis
don't.
is inverted.
I know. We should kick him off this podcast for being inverted.
I don't play House of the Dead inverted though, so you know that's something.
Do you play it? I've got.
It's a light gun. How can you play inverted?
That's what I mean. That threw me off. I was like, what's he on about? It's like, weird, man. Cool. Anyone else want anything else to say about GTA before we move on to the next article?
Sooner rather than later would be nice.
Quick question, actually, round table before we do it. Jamie, what's your favourite out of the three?
Out of them 3, Vice City.
Ross?
Vice City.
Pete? Okay, so pick one because you haven't played them before.
What one
middle
intrigues you the most?
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to do it.
I think the CJ one, just because of the memes.
Cool. That's San Andreas. And Graham?
Mine was Vice City as well.
Yeah, your scum is 3-3. Jamie, do a poll for which is the best out of the three.
On the boss.
Thank you very much, because it should be 3, but I'm pretty sure Vice City will win, but it should be 3. So it's
The
Vice
music
City.
on Vice City it just made it more memorable.
Yeah, I think the landscape and the music in Vice City was just.
And I think, couldn't you buy loads of buildings when in Vice City compared to 3?
Because did you not? Is that not the one you got the nightclub?
Yeah.
Because that know where Ballad of Gay Tony comes in.
Yes. Yeah, it does actually.
So that's.
Hang on, isn't that number 4? Gay Tony.
Yeah, but Gay Tony is from Vice City.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where that was. Yeah. So that's just because it was the first one where you could actually start getting properties as well, which was quite cool.
Yeah, exactly. Next article we've got is Hellblade Ninja Theory. We're excited to announce a new free update to Hellblade Seuna Sacrifice. I sound like Dan when I was speaking there.
Yep.
Available on Xbox Series XS, so it includes ray tracing on both the consoles, up to 4K resolution, up to 120 hertz, updated materials, particles, and details, and also a common request for people was chapter select, because it was pain in the arse if you went through achievements, so you missed one, you had to start all over again.
That was a gorgeous looking game as it was, and this one's just going to make it even nicer.
As in actually played it here. Who hasn't played it here, should we say?
I haven't played it now.
I haven't played it either. Looks good though.
It's one of those games you look at and you're like, is it on Game Pass? It's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah. It's one of those games you look at and you think, no, I'll give it a go. Give it a miss this time.
It's definitely worth it.
I'd say I'm looking at it. I'm definitely going to add that one to play.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I need to get around to playing that, but I haven't got a chance to play it. I guess Ross, you've played it, so how do you feel about this?
Oh, like I say, it's a beautiful looking game. Like when it was first released, it was still a good looking game. So adding in these wee quality of life changes and visual updates for, like, say, for users who haven't played it, you're missing out. I think Dan was a big advocate of this game with the way they do the audio and how I think if you get like the best benefit of wearing your headphones and you get like the constant sort of ambient noise, like the voices.
It's very well done.
Yeah, it makes good use of its audio score as well as how nice it looks. So it's a treat for you who haven't jumped into it yet. Now you're getting to jump in it at this point with sort of the 4K 120 ray tracing and things like that.
Yeah, so the 4K 120 is from the full Xbox Series X. I think the biggest on the Series S is 60 FPS.
Yeah.
But full HD. So it still looks as beautiful as anything compared to what it was originally.
I think just with the 120, just how smooth it'll be nice. That'll be the thing about it.
Yeah, in the tweet, in the thread, they've actually detailed the specifics about performance mode, resolution enriched, like ray tracing and such.
Have you played it then, Joe?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You played it the updated model, just?
Oh no, I haven't played them since it's been updated. No, I played it last year, maybe.
What's it like, man? What would you liken it to?
Really good. It's I think something similar to
details.
They do keep saying it's really good.
No,
what's it like?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think
it's
of
really
a game,
good, but what's it like? Yeah.
A game that I know you've played that would sort of be similar. Struggling. All I can think of is God of War. That's the closest comparison I can think of. It's
what is it? Top down? Is it adventure?
It's third person. It's kind of presented, kind of like Resident Evil. Yeah, like Resident Evil 4, like over the shoulder. You follow Senua, and then you get into battles 1-on-1, or sometimes there's 3 or 4 enemies, but you're only really focusing on one at a time. It's really like slow. You played it, Ross? You say?
Yeah.
It's like really slow and sort of deliberate combat, isn't it? It's not hack and slash.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was as harsh as like a Souls game or a Bloodborne.
No,
but you're not just running in there and like spamming the button like this to just kill what's ever in front of you. You do have to be a little bit more mindful of what's around you or how the opponent's attacking you, but not to the point where you're like Dark Souls, dodge, block, dodge, one hit, dodge, block. It's not as severe as that.
It's more like, you see them coming for the high attacks, so you can block that and then counter attack kind of thing. And then there's plenty of other puzzles as well, like environmental ones where you got to line up like symbols by finding the right part of the right angle of it basically, and sort of focusing on it. But as you said, Ross, with the audio is the main thing really, because it's about like mental health and her having like voices in her head and stuff. So you'll be walking along and obviously there'll be the enemies or there'll be the ambient noises, and then there'll be two different voices in the left and the right ear going like, behind you, someone's coming, you can't do this, you're gonna fail, and all this sort of stuff. Like really
that was just Laura.
Yeah. I just recorded you guys when we play it back to myself. But it's I know you said not to really good, but it's really effective how it's done. Especially again if you wear a good set of headphones and you just sort of take that in, don't have don't have your phone distracting or anything. Highly recommended. I'd like to try it again just to see what it looks like now, but I don't think I'll play through the whole thing again. It's only about maybe 6 or 7 hours though.
Oh, it's not that long then.
No, it's not a big game.
No,
but
definitely.
Highly recommended. Especially as part of the best deal in gaming.
Ciao.
Everyone loves a bit of Game Pass.
6 hours. That's in Dan territory.
Oh no, that's a bit too much for Dan. Dan is 4 minus probably.
It's like 2 months worth for Dan.
Has Dan completed it?
I think he said this was one of the ones he had finished.
I think he did say he finished it. Again, it's not very long, and it's not massively hard either, is it? There's a couple of sticking points.
Yeah, there's a couple of tricky parts, but I mean, if you're anybody better at gaming than Dan, you should be a walkthrough.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, Ian, you look like you were searching up true achievements for Dan's progress.
I was actually looking like see what he's done. He's done the right though. He has. He actually completed it. Well done, Dan. Proud of you.
It's one of
Jay
his
so
11.
literally walked off. Look.
Jay's so shocked. He's gone.
Yeah,
Like, that's it.
what?
I'm done.
What is
he hasn't completed it. I'm out.
Can we just
No,
take a second? What is up with old man here?
Yeah, no, that was his salmon trousers that he's wearing.
What's wrong with my salmon shorts?
Oh my god!
Dear.
You want to see
flashbacks to Dan's steak?
They're supposed to be orange, but they kind of faded in the wash a bit.
Faded? That's a fucking understatement.
Anyway, let's get off my shorts, shall we? Play Hellblade. It's very good.
Just don't take your shorts off. Then that'll be a different podcast.
Well, we could do Xbox Tavern after dark if you like.
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Pitch black for anyone.
I'll say Dan was getting excited in the comments. He thought you were going to moon us, Jay.
Maybe to round out the episode.
All the lights are off. He's down.
Bow. We move to one more article. QuakeCon. Whoop, whoop, QuakeCon.
Yeah, boy.
So join us online for them. That is August the 19th to the 21st. So due to health safety concerns, QuakeCon will again be virtual. So full day free schedule of panels, tournaments, multiple ways to connect with friends around the world. I haven't done enough research. So Jamie, talk about it because you put it on there, didn't you?
Well, yeah. The only thing that I really wanted to point out from this is a lot of stuff, obviously, about various Quakes and all that goodness. But the main thing was that Code Orange are doing a debut in a music video for some sort of Quake trailer or something. And they're quite a good band. But the main thing is they're debuting it with a Quake trailer, which is possibly. Do you remember we talked about that rumored? I forget again the names. The ID Game B or something in Australia was rated a couple of months ago. I think it's looking like it's going to be like a Quake remastered or a Quake reimagined or something. So we might actually get our wish of getting a new Quake or an old Quake upspuffed, which is very exciting.
I imagine it'd be the new one. I doubt they make a new one. It'd probably be a remaster known them.
Yeah. I think it's the anniversary of one of them, maybe the first one at this point. I don't know which one, but so yeah.
The first one came out 96, wasn't it? 96 first one.
So we could be looking at a remastered original Quake, which would be excellent because trying to play the original Quake now is a bit of a ball ache.
You really want to, it's so bad. Well,
exactly.
Graphic wise,
I bought it on Steam last year. It was only like £2, but because it was an old game, they still have it where you don't use the mouse to look up and down. You use the arrow keys and stuff. And there's ways to change it, but it was just too much of a faff for my liking, so I just never bothered going back to it.
Especially because you're scummy inverted as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, not with a mouse. God, you don't invert a mouse.
Oh, I thought you would. No
way. That's just like.
But it makes no sense. Why would you not invert the mouse if you invert normal things?
I've no idea.
Well, because one's your left hand, one's your right hand. Come on, get it right.
Still doesn't matter about inverted though.
No, it doesn't.
That's up and
What the
down.
I was going to say, I don't know how you're playing with your mouse, but
Yeah, I was
Hang on, no,
like,
'cause-
That really
They're
threw me
all
off.
right hands.
yeah, no,
Ignore that.
you can't invert a mouse. That doesn't make any sense.
no.
But So remastered Quake, hopefully. We've only got a couple of days until it starts, the 19th, I think, isn't it?
19th, we said, yeah.
Very excited. Is anybody else interested in seeing anything from this QuakeCon?
No.
No.
Not-
Nah.
not
I've
for me.
dabbled
Cool.
too much in Quake. Wouldn't mind giving it another go back from the OG
I say, if
one, but
they remastered it and maybe Game Passed it, I'd probably be like, yeah, why not give it a go?
Yeah,
Oh,
if it goes
actually,
Game
so-
Pass.
I saw another sort of leak the other day on, I think it was on their official website, where they said Digital Foundry's John Linneman was doing an interview with Machine Games saying about what they had added to this Quake Reimagined or Quake Revitalized, whatever they're calling it. So it sounds like Machine Games, the guys who make Wolfenstein, have been working on a remastered or whatever Quake, which is kind of like the ideal scenario, because if anyone could develop a new Quake, it would be them, because Wolfenstein is awesome and about as close to Quake as we've got in the recent years.
Yeah.
No, that is true. Definitely true. Cool. Any other questions you want to talk about before we move on?
Mhm.
I think
I
that's
No.
think so. I haven't really had time to look at much else this week.
been a
Yeah, it's
quiet
been a
week.
bit of a quiet week. Yeah, I think next week will be ramped up a bit because the
Yeah,
Gamescom
Gamescom.
is in 2 weeks' time. So I guess we can get a lot more rumors plopping on this week, I imagine.
Whoop, whoop.
Because when I think they start doing the rehearsals next week.
Yeah.
So imagine that's when all the leaks start to happen.
So we
So-
can discuss it next week. Did we decide if we were going to live stream it, Ross?
I will be available for it. I don't know who else is participating.
I will be severely hungover, but I'll be available for it.
Why would we be hungover on a
Wait a minute,
Tuesday?
Hungover. I feel like that sounds like we should be doing another drink.
Is it a Tuesday?
Yeah, so Tuesday night.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was Monday. It's Monday.
Why
isn't
would you be hungover on a Monday?
it? Well, because I'm going. That's why I'm not here. I'm going to like a 4-day festival.
Oh, okay.
Student night out, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
When is it?
Mhm.
I thought the Xbox showcase was on a Monday.
I'm sure it was Tuesday. Tuesday,
I'm pretty sure it was a
25th,
Tuesday. We said.
I'm sure it's the 25th or 26th.
Oh,
26th, whatever it is. Yeah. I'm sure it's a Tuesday. Anyway, so yeah, I'm down if you are.
yeah, I'm down with. Okay, I won't be hungover then. So yeah, I'll be down.
Yeah.
That's fine. So
So
yeah,
we've
come
got
join
3
us.
at least.
But you said he'll be there, won't you?
I'm just sticking away from the rum this time, and I'll be right.
Oh, we're going to get you drunk again.
Yeah. We've got to do that
Yeah.
again. That
I'll
was
be in a hotel room on my own, so I probably won't have much excuse.
That's fine. You won't be able to fall asleep on a podcast afterwards.
exactly.
I pretend your camera disconnected.
Yeah. Just freeze on the screen.
What a shit show that was. Right, move on. Boy.
Move on. So move on to our. I guess we'll go before we move on to our 30-day challenge. We'll go to the community question, which was there, but I can't find it now.
No, that's no.
No, we're taking it off.
That's for next week.
Okay, that's for next week. Okay, fine, cool. I'm intrigued and wishing to why it's next week, but okay.
I know why it's for next week, and I've put something up in the chat to say not to.
Okay, then I'll find out next week when I watch it back. So, day 24, week 24 of our 30-day game challenge. So, day 24, week 24 is favorite classic game. So, I guess any classic game that you liked from back in the day. 30-day challenge. We'll go with Ross first. What is yours?
1 versus 100.
Oh,
The
fantastic.
single greatest Xbox Live arcade game that was ever made, and why it's never been brought back is an absolute crime against games.
You'd think it would be a perfect time for something like that.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Especially during lockdown, like before.
it was obviously you could play it anytime you wanted, and then they had like the live shows where you could be featured as in on the actual like live show, 8 o'clock on like a Tuesday I think it was, and like if you were on there you had a chance to be in the main live show. It was fantastic.
I got on a live show once.
I got once as well.
I won at 100.
And some of the one of my mates actually got in as being the one. He'd done crap, but it was it was still on. But no, absolutely, that was a fantastic game. That should be why that's never been brought back, and there's been so much talk it coming back as well. And how
Something similar, yeah. It was such a good little
I don't
concept.
know how it's never been done.
I'm surprised they shut it down because it was really popular and
That
people
was
really loved
really,
it.
really popular.
And they had huge
was-
numbers.
Oh yeah,
That was that was on the 360, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
360.
360.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
They could have easily made it like every buy it twice yearly or something like that, an event.
Yeah. Like I would happily pay like £60 for that game. That's how much I loved that game.
Wow.
No, it was good.
It was
It was a lot of fun.
fantastic.
No, definitely. Yeah, definitely recommend that. That was beautiful. Graham, what about you?
I picked something that was always sort of a classic in my house anyway. That's the Saturn Bomberman, not the OG. I think the Saturn one was way better than the original ones. It just
Is that one you came really good at, or was it?
I was good at all of them, but the Saturn one is just where I sort of
You need to zoom out, but your head's not fitting in the screen.
Yeah. Saturn one was like the first one that allowed. I think it was like up to sort of 8 to 16 players or something on one screen. It was.
Do you remember it was 10 player Bomberman, wasn't it?
Yeah, the screen went like little tiny Bomberman thing, but it just had so many different initiatives on it. It was crazy.
I think the only Bomberman I've actually ever played was on the N64. I think it was the only one I've ever played.
That's when they started going 3D and it went a bit messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3D ones, I don't think there was a Bomberman 3D that ever actually worked. But that was kind of like the last of the decent kind of 2D ones was on the Saturn. They had a story mode, a master mode, and the battle mode. Yeah.
Does the Battle Royale mode play similar to the Saturn version, or is it more 3D?
It's close. It's close in terms of sort of skill set. From the online one is very similar to the Saturn one, except the Saturn one had a few more kind of gimmicks. I mean, you can only pick up one Louis on the online one, whereas the Saturn one had about 6 different colors. You had shooting bombs on they were a bit of a cheat. I'm glad that they weren't included on the online one because they're a bit of a cheat. You held down the button and it sort of glowed, and then you could fire the bomb down the line. They were a bit of a cheating one, so I'm glad they weren't included. But yeah, it started bringing in all the kind of things that you see on there. But it is like that one, but they've got much more 3D elements to the online version. But in style, yeah, it's very, very close. That's probably why I grew quite attached to the online one, because it sort of gave me back to the Saturn vibes. And that's why I sort of post in all those wins I've got just because I can.
All those dubs.
Oh, they're getting far too many to count now. He's lost count how many he's got.
Yeah, I had to stop playing it for a bit just because I needed to do other things.
Because I'm getting too good at people complaining.
Had to let somebody else win for a change.
I'd like to just jump in and remind you that I beat you one time.
One time?
Just once.
Just once.
Yeah.
But I did beat you one.
I'm pretty sure I was there to witness it.
Yeah, I was there too as well. He did get it.
Just once.
Just
Out
the
of how
once.
many? I don't know how many thousands of games we've played.
Yeah, far too many. Let's play Bomb Man. Oh, go on then.
I did enjoy that Saturn one playing with you and your family and that, but yeah, I'll fucking shit.
Yeah, no, I'm trophy related too. That's the one game I'll never get good at. Jamie, what about you?
Well, I saw Graham's answer and it inspired me to go all the way back to Saturn as well. And I wanted to pick Burning Rangers because I bloody love Burning Rangers. It's like a third-person action game.
Was this before I was born?
Was you? How old? No.
Oh, he's questioning now. He's like, shit, that could actually.
I don't know how old you are, but I assume not. When did it
How
come
old
out?
are you?
1998 it came out.
Oh no, it's because I was fine.
You were what? Sorry, you were in your 20s, was that? Sorry?
No, I was not even 10 yet.
Dan was about 20s.
It was like a third-person action game, basically a firefighting game. So it's futuristic firefighters putting out fires and rescuing people. But the thing I liked about it was once you beat it, which was pretty short, the levels were randomized after that, and you could have thousands of extra people to save. So you go through the main campaign, you only save maybe 20 or 30 people, and then literally as you went through every play, there was different people in different places. The levels layouts were different doors are open, and different fires in different places and that. And yeah, just a lot of fun. Very very enjoyable. It was by Sonic Team, which was what got me in the first place, obviously.
There we go.
And it really really good, very very fun game, very, like I said, a bit ahead of its time. And there's a guy, I forget his name, I think it's Andreas Scholl on Twitter, who is doing sort of a fan remake, and it looks amazing, but he can't release it obviously because it's not an official thing. So I'm hoping that one day he would just be like, oh, I accidentally put this file out. It'd be a shame if everybody downloaded it and played it. Or Sega go, here, have some money and put it out officially. But yeah, no, Burning Rangers, if you've got a Sega Saturn or if you're interested in Sega Saturn, check it out. And Bomberman, obviously.
I suppose you didn't mention the infectious, annoying music.
Is it not available on one of those game collections? There's loads of game collections out there nowadays, aren't there? Like Midways and all that. No,
the only place you can play it is on Saturn. Yeah, the music's awesome as well. It's still my ringtone to this day, actually. the main theme. I absolutely love the music, and it's got a very anime like intro and outro, and yeah, it's just awesome.
What's better, that music or Sonic R?
Ian, I would probably actually would say Burning Rangers.
Why are you starting them off on this path?
Well,
You know,
they're both good.
It's got to be challenging questions sometimes for Joe.
Yeah, no, they are good, but Burning Rangers definitely got the better music, and you can have the music in what's it called, Great Fantasy Star Online. So
Yes.
There we go.
happy days.
And Pete, what about you?
Well, I'm glad those two went back a few years because I was like, what is a classic game? Because, you know, a game could be like 5 years. Oh, yeah, that game was a classic. So I had a rule where I had to go back at least 20 years. Then you open another can of worms because you got games like Tetris, Mortal Kombat, Mario Kart, Pro Manager 97. But I ended up going with the greatest game of all time.
There we go.
Final
Manager
Fantasy
01?
8. No, Final Fantasy 8, the greatest game of all time. So it was an easy answer for me in the end.
Okay. And why would you say Final Fantasy 8?
Because it's just that good. It's the best RPG out there. It's not too easy. It's not too hard. It's got a great storyline. It's got great characters. Graham, shut up. I can see you disapproving.
Wait a minute.
But the
Do you not mean
problem
the second best Final Fantasy after X2?
Oh, don't kill him.
I'm gonna have. Oh, I was enjoying this podcast up to now.
See, even I get that one.
Yeah.
Good work, Ross. Good work.
Oh, that was a.
He completed that. I know
Like,
what you're
the
talking
other-
about, Pete. You played it.
the
Completed.
other week,
I
the other
tried to
week,
play it again.
the
I was
other
like, I
week,
can't.
there was a question like, "What's the worst sequel of all time?" And none of you mentioned X2, and I was so disappointed.
That's because we didn't play it. You're the one that played it and completed
Ian
it.
played it. I'm sure you must have played it, Gray.
I wasn't there for that.
played
I
it.
wasn't there for that episode, so I can't do it.
You know what makes
Did
it worse?
not play
Pete?
it.
That was
I would
my
have said it.
that was my
if I was
first
there.
experience in the Final Fantasy world was X2.
Oh God, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I
That
had
was
played
so
10,
bad.
7, 8, nothing before that. I just jumped in at X2.
It was so bad. They just made Yuna some giddy schoolgirl, and Riku was just a 15-year-old with a bloody bikini on, and Pain was just the female version of Auron. It was like, just get over 10, guys. You know, just it was so bad, so bad.
There we go.
But anyway, Final Fantasy is the best game of all time, and that's the end of it. Next.
Cool. Thank you very much. I guess for me, I would probably pick, if I was allowed, World of Warcraft. If you go back from that long ago, it was pretty cool. But if I had to go classicer, I would probably pick Red Faction.
Oh, good game.
Red
That was a great
Faction.
game.
I do, yeah.
I mean, Red
Just you and
Faction.
me, Minor.
I do enjoy my RTS games.
Oh, Graham.
Not going there.
Yeah. We're just let's move on. Move on. So what did you say? Ian? So WoW was it?
World of Warcraft. Yeah.
World of Warcraft, yeah. Sorry.
Who is your, out of all the characters you created? Who is your favourite, and why was it Lavitz?
It has to be Love. It's my human mage. It was a small fun. I think when I first started playing WoW, I started being a paladin, and I was like, "Oh, this is a bit boring," because I was hitting things with hammers and stuff. Then I saw mage in the background blowing things up with fire. I was like, "Well, I want to kill things with fire," so I changed the mage.
That's
and that
always
was-
the right answer.
Yeah, I mean, mage and hunters were the best, like the most fun to play.
Yeah, I had so much fun,
Definitely.
like, because it's just one. Obviously, you can't get hit because you're a glass cannon. You know, as soon as you get hit, you're fucked. But
Yeah,
you
and
can
also
kill
when you do
things
a
quickly.
raid, you've got less responsibility. You don't have to tank, obviously, don't have to heal. You can just spam damage and not have to worry about anything.
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah. Stand in the damage, get damage. Don't stand in
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Whereas, obviously, as a paladin, I quite enjoyed being a tank. It was quite but more of a challenge to the game being a tank as a paladin, because obviously wasn't quite as good as like a warrior or a druid or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but yeah, definitely that was for me. I think I still play it now every now and again, but I think for classic wise, I love that so much. And like I said, Red Faction is such a brilliant first person experience. Great storyline. As Peter will know as well. He fucking loves it as well.
No, definitely Red Faction 1 and 2 were definitely up there as, I think, when it got a bit rubbish after that. I mean, they were okay,
that's what I
but
mean.
they weren't 1 and 2. Like 1 and 2 would like set the bar, and then the others were okay, but they weren't 1 and 2.
It was just
you know?
that destruction physics, wasn't it, where you could just blow holes in the wall and make
Yeah,
your own
I
little
think-
tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was the third game where they properly like said, right, you can destroy anything now. You know.
Yeah. And that's another one that when you go think of bad sequels, I didn't really like number 2.
Did you
Red
know?
Faction, no. I think
Red Faction 2 had the like most iconic line. Obviously, number 1 had the just you and me minor. and number 2 had the 15-1 under control.
Oh, was that for number 2? I thought that was.
Yeah, that was
number
number 2.
one.
That was number 2.
15-1 under control. And hello, Dan. What would Dan pick? What would say Dan would be Dan's choice? He didn't put anything down, did he?
What's that game? I can never remember it. Where it's Pong.
Oh, yeah, that'd be Dan's. Yeah,
Dan trialed that game.
He played the beta, did he?
He still hasn't completed it though.
No, of course not. Oh, bless him. Cool. Moving on to Project Game Pass before we move on to topic of what we playing. I mean, has it not actually played Ascent apart from me and Graham and Jamie? But we don't count Jamie. He doesn't really play. It just kind of carries along.
No, you guys...
bullshit. Fucking carried you along, motherfucker.
If you guys play it on a day other than Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm in. I can't play it on those 2 days.
That's fine. We'll play it tomorrow, maybe if I was up for it.
Yeah.
Can do.
Around tomorrow.
But I don't. We've done us. We'll see whatever.
Is there a tutorial, or can you just jump straight in?
Fuck you, man. I'm busy.
You just need to make your character and then you can just jump straight in. But you will get absolutely smashed if you join as a level 1 character in our game at the minute. So
yeah.
Although you should level up pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should come in our game.
I'll just hide behind you 3 and just level up.
That's normally for once I do great. Jamie's been quite useful for once.
Yeah.
Normally him.
Only because I'm like 5 levels ahead of you. So.
Yeah, I was about to say that helps.
That does help a bit, yeah. He's all fucking vanishing everywhere, and I'm still like trying to give him a little pea shoot. Like, pew, pew, pew.
It's still not free of its glitches, though. I had the same thing as Jay with the health bloody kept disappearing, which really doesn't help. So you don't know how much health you have left.
Yeah. Has a tutorial bug stopped going now?
No, it's still there. I turned it off the same as you did, just to completely turn it off. This is a pain in the ass. Every time you join an online game, it does a tutorial for every menu option. It's fucking annoying.
I just turned it off completely. I was like, I'm done with this. I know how to play the game.
Yeah, the only other bug I had, apart from my health disappearing, is like the health bar. I still couldn't see my health, I couldn't see my ammo, I couldn't see my energy. Every now and then I'd sort of get stuck like we did before in like the shops and stuff. So if I went into a shop and then one of you joined straight away, it would just sort of like freeze and glitch for a bit. Oh fuck, I'm stuck, and then the menu would disappear, and then when you left, it would come back again. But
I got worse than that. You sent me invisible. Do you remember I was running circles around you? You couldn't see.
Oh yeah, you were invisible. Yeah, couldn't see it at all.
It wouldn't mind, but I was invisible myself, so I couldn't even see where I was running.
No, that would definitely fuck things up.
Otherwise, enjoying it so far, I think.
No, definitely. Yeah, I think it's good fun actually. I'm actually surprised how much fun I'm having. It's definitely one of those games where you have to play with people. If you play it on your own, you'll just get bored. You're just running around in circles.
Is it soloable though? Can you do it by yourself?
You can do it by yourself, yeah.
If you're any interest in the story, you have to do it by yourself. You can't really take in the story when you're playing as a 4.
But obviously, if you play as a 3 or 4, do they put more enemies in?
It seems it definitely feels like it ramps up.
It does feel more days, yeah. I think if I played maybe 5 minutes of my own, there was like hardly any enemies. And I played with Jamie, and there was quite a lot. And then with Graham joining, there's more than necessary.
They seem to be higher level as well. I guess it's sort of basing it on all 3 of our levels, but as I said before, when me and Gray played, I was running through the enemies and then he joined, and all of a sudden we hit like a brick wall, just got absolutely smashed.
Because you said you hit a brick wall with Graham, but then when me and you did it, we just breezed through it. So it must be some sort of average that goes along. Yeah, because I'm such a level behind. I think I'm like still 5 levels behind you now. Yeah, maybe I've caught up a bit, but
I think you caught up a little bit, because now to level up to my next level, it's fucking astronomical amount of XP. Something like 150,000, I think, from 18 to 19 or something like that.
Oh wow! Is there a level cap?
I think you can only level up your abilities to level 20, but I don't think your actual character's level is that. I think that goes beyond.
A bit like Destiny, maybe.
Yeah, because you get 3 points per level. To use to upgrade your abilities. So I guess whatever some quick maths is, maybe like level 50.
Maybe you find additional ones out in the field as well.
You do find additional ones as well, yeah, but not that many really.
So are there different? Obviously, you got your skills you level up. If you go from level, like I said, if you go to level to 12, do your natural stats do you get more health, more damage, or whatever? Or is it just
no? You've got to use your ability points to get those stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only thing really worth doing, especially earlier on, is health and energy. The other stuff it does like your critical damage from 1% to 1.2% and your movement speed from 5 to 6 or something stupid like that.
Reload, I think you have to spread.
Yeah, because didn't I say we've got to level 8 and I was like, oh, you have to use your points. And I like
30 or something to a side or something. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this will help me do more damage. So yeah, you have to use your point because I was sitting there being useless, wondering why I was doing so shit even though I was leveling. And I realised you have to use your points to actually do better.
Got to spend them. But you can respec as well. I think it costs the higher level you go, the more it costs to respec. But you can at any point.
But money comes by so quickly.
I've got so much money.
Much money.
I kept saying to them, I've got so much money, and every time I go to the shops, because you find items and weapons and whatever out in the field, I've only had to buy maybe 2 things that were any better than what I'd already found. So I've got something like 400,000 credits, and I can't use because there's no point spending it.
So what's the microtransactions like then?
There isn't any.
Oh, excellent. That's why you got so much money then, just throw it at you.
Yeah, literally just because you can sell all your duplicates and stuff and just rake it in, absolutely rake it in.
You can even sell some of the shit guns. You don't even need them, just sell them. Then you actually only really use 2 guns and you upgrade those 2 guns. All the rest you can sell.
Yeah,
definitely
so you haven't started it at all yet, Ross, have you?
I have had about last night and on a day away on. Friday night and Saturday night have been the only days that I've actually managed to game this week. So
that's what you get for living a life of socialness.
This
it's
is what
it's probably just trying to mimic Dan.
This is what happens when you got Dan fucking sitting left, right, and centre. By the way, I seen this new graphic. I think it looked really good in the podcast. Can you design this? Oh look, I seen a timer that we should look at. Can you design this? Oh, by the way, see that pitch deck that you said you were going to design to send out to people? Have you finished that yet? No, Dan, I don't work 40 hours a week. It's fine. Don't worry about it, man.
He's a tough boss, isn't he?
Come on,
start charging.
Work faster.
So yes, I've had about 6 hours of gaming this week. So unfortunately, the Ascent was not on the list.
So let's segue onto that. Games we've been playing, I guess, because you played nothing, Ross. What have you been playing? If you have played anything.
I started a Football Manager save with one of my mates. We are trying to emulate one of the saves we did from a few years ago, which is where we took Brighton and Derby to global superpowers. So we are Bristol City and Brentford.
You're very dark, Jay.
Yeah,
I know.
Jay's
It just suddenly went very
there.
dark.
Send me a high five.
Carry on. I'm very interested in football, man. You carry on.
So we've made it a little bit more difficult than need be. We've actually put it all with fake players. So,
okay.
Fake players plus attribute masking. So you can't, you don't know anything about anybody. The only way you get better and find your scouts and your coaches and things like that is sort of deep dives.
Yeah.
So I think in like the six and a bit hours or something I've got to play it. I think we've played like 4 games.
No.
Just because
I thought we'd say 4 days, as in like 4 calendar days, but that's quite a lot of 4 games to be fair.
So it's just been a
6
case.
hours, yeah. It's probably searching for everything, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just spending time trying to find players. You can sort of, some players are duplicated to an extent.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of work out that that's the player it's meant to be.
Yeah, a bit like what FIFA does when they had the regens.
Yeah. So you can kind of work out kind of similar players, but it's a minefield trying to work out who everybody is. So hopefully there's going to be a 20, 30 year career coming out of this playthrough if I can get time to do it.
That would be lovely.
So as it stands just now, Brentford are top of the league, undefeated, and put out the Carabao Cup by Man United. And Bristol City are second in the league and eliminated by Rotherham in the Carabao Cup.
Which team did you pick, sorry?
Brentford.
You're Brentford.
Did you say you're playing through this with a friend? Is that
yes? So it's an online career.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many people can? Is it just 2?
You can have it on. I think you can have it up to 32.
Yeah.
The issue is whoever runs the server needs to be on for it to be playable.
Okay.
So it's very much a case of it's all about timing. It's not like a drop-in type thing. You need to be on at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah. And you need very good connections.
And you need good connections. So if you're trying to do like a big scale thing, it's almost like you have to make an event of it. You need to like say 8:00 on a Wednesday for 3 hours as Football Manager, and everybody has to be on. Otherwise, their game progresses, but they don't have any control over it.
Okay, so it's like holiday mode, basically.
Yeah, so you could drag them. You could drag the people that don't play if they're not as interested, but it's trickier if not everybody's as committed.
You're doing this on PC, I assume.
Yeah.
not on the Xbox version.
on the PC version. So
This is the full version, not the. Cool.
so it's quite enjoyable so far.
Nice. And a special guest, Pete. What have you been playing?
F1 again. Tuesday, Wednesday. Commentating on Tuesday. Bought it on Wednesday. Racing. I was broke my heart. I was we're racing around Mexico, and we had a late safety car, and I was actually in the lead, and safety car went in with 2 laps to go, and I was a bit too greedy on the throttle, and I hit the wall and lost my wheel. So I lost the lead, so I was devastated, and I threw a hissy fit.
You retire then? You actually retired?
Yeah, I DNF'd. I was so pissed off because I was gonna win like on merit. Usually when I win, it's because I win because of penalties, but this was actually I was gonna win on track. So yeah, pissed was an understatement. Mass Effect 3, still doing my Insanity run. I've just finished doing the Sanctuary mission. So before I now go and sort the Cerberus base, I'm going to do the DLCs. So the
Perfect way to do it.
Yeah, Leviathan. Then I'll take back Omega. Then I'll do the Citadel party, and then I'll go take the Cerberus base back.
Was it? You said you play engineer, not a soldier.
Yeah, engineer this time. It was quite fun because obviously when I got to the Geth bit, I had Tally in my squad, and obviously so we both had combat drones. We both had we could both sabotage. So when you sabotage, you can take control of like robots. So you can sabotage. So you have I take control of one robot. She take control of the other Geth, and then we both have combat drones. And then I have my sentry turret out. So it was just a cocktail of just bang bang everywhere. It was quite fun. But yeah, engineer is a very fun class. I think when I do my next playthrough, whether it be later on in the year or next year, I'll start from 1 and do a biotic playthrough.
For the long game, do Vanguard. It's not as strong in 1, but see by the time you get to 3.
Yeah, I think once I've done my Insanity playthrough, I tend to put it on normal or casual, so it'll be easy enough just to experience it, what it's like as a biotic character. Because I tried doing a biotic character on Andromeda. And I just couldn't get on with a biotic in Andromeda. I kept on dying way too easy. But yeah, I'll try it on the Legendary Edition.
And who are you banging in this one?
Liara, of course.
Bow wow!
People were saying to Garrus, I'm like, I can't do Garrus because he's just too much of a bro.
Yeah.
And Tally, I'm like, no, I'm not risking her health. No.
The thing is, see out all the characters that you can romance, Tally is the best, like, who I would say works the best.
Yeah.
But she's just not.
Yeah, plus, spoilers, getting the scene with Tally and Garrus is quite cool.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So, just for those two
Garrus has got some calibrations to walk through.
Yeah.
You never see Tally's face, though, do you?
No, there was
they did.
There was a little picture of it, and it basically just looked like Miranda and had changed it.
But I think they've taken it out now, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They swapped it out.
So you can't see it. Which I think is good because it leaves it to the imagination now, doesn't it? Because even I think Javik in conversation says that, they were a beautiful race. So you can tell, they weren't, humans. They're actually an attractive race, a bit like the Asari.
I kind of hope that if they're doing like whatever they're doing in the next version of Mass Effect, I know obviously they're going to be doing it in the similar sort of thing. It'd be almost cool if obviously Shepard's a hero to the Quarians, so he's never going to disappear. And it'd be quite good if you bumped into Liara and Liara was not part of the squad, but she was in the game, and almost like a Quarian appeared in reference like Liara and Shepard's whatever they've done for the Quarians, and you've seen a Quarian. Because if it's going to be this far in the future, the Quarians will be out their suits, you'd think. Yeah. If they're working.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess it depends how you ended the war, the Arachni Wars. Because we don't really know what the canon result is, do we? We don't even know what the canon ending is.
No, the canon ending was they're not saying like the canon ending was meant to be.
I think it was supposed to be destroy, wasn't it?
Destroy,
where you see the breath at the end.
That was meant to be the sort of the canonical one, but then that makes sort of no sense if you do the Geth and Quarian working in harmony type.
Yeah, because obviously I did Rannoch just recently. They were saying that it'll probably take a couple of years before they can take the masks off, but they'll probably still wear the suits just because they're used to them.
Yeah.
But then the next generation of Quarians. You never know; they might put them in different clothes, different suits, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool, quite to see. But then again, you would then obviously then get to see the Quarians' faces, and you're a bit like, maybe keep it under a mask.
But then that could be the issue. It's like they brought in so you obviously had the new race in Andromeda, the Angara, and they were crap.
Yeah, but the Angara, they were right, but Andromeda suffered a lot, didn't it? Obviously, spoilers. We know that Angara were created by the what was that tech? What was the tech called? The Remnants. Was it the Remnants? Yeah, the Remnants created the Angara, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had the other. What was the baddies called again? Ket.
Yeah. Because obviously, no segue. Like once I've completed 3, I'm like, do I want to go and play Andromeda again? Because I've only actually ever completed it twice. I completed it once on normal, then I went and completed it on Insanity for the cheap mod, just because I like doing it on Sanity.
I've only done it once.
And then I've completed it. Well, I've started it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, but I get about 20% in and stop because it reminds me. Obviously, with Inquisition, Dragon Age Inquisition, everyone's main issue was the exploring, and you go to Hinterlands and you get lost and you get bored. Like Andromeda was worse in Inquisition when it came to exploring and going around the worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I stopped after like maybe the second mission, I think.
Before you even get to the world, there's so many fetch quests you got to do around whatever the base is called.
Yep.
And it's just so tedious, and you don't really get any momentum going until you get onto that first planet. But then you got to keep flying back and forth, and you can get to like 60% habitat ready or whatever it is, but you've got to go back to what was the place called? Can you remember what the home base was called? The Arcs.
Yeah, the Arcs. So they mean like
you had to go back. You had to go back to the Arcs, and then only when you came back to the planet, that's when it got more habitable. But the best thing about Andromeda was fighting the was it the Architects? Those big massive worms.
Yeah.
That was the best. I mean, Andromeda had the best combat in the series.
Yep.
And the best enemies, like those artifacts, whatever they're called.
I'll give you combat. I'm not giving you enemies.
But I mean, just that one side boss. Because that was tough to take down.
I'll still give you combat. I can't. No.
Well, I mean, really, in Mass Effect, there weren't really any. I mean, you didn't really have any bosses, did you? It was just, Wait, what are you guys laughing at?
G has not got a clue.
Oh, okay.
Jay, for someone who's played Mass Effect, he looks so lost.
It's just like, I don't remember any of that.
I was following, but as I said, I don't remember Resident Evil this fucking well. And I've only played Mass Effect once, and that was about 10 years ago.
I'm sorry, my encyclopedia knowledge.
Now you carry on. I was enjoying listening. I just had no idea what you lost me after you
Yeah.
started going on about the fucking.
Just Jay's face, like.
I'm not gonna lie. I did zone out a little bit, but I was listening.
Yeah, I mean, in the original trilogy, the only enemy that stacks up to the artifact was the Banshees.
No,
because they were the only thing that were horrible to take down.
Banshees are easy.
I know that name.
They're the hardest.
No,
brutes all the rest are horrible. What's horrible? What's worse?
Oh, not hard. The Banshees weren't. See if you play as a Vanguard. See if you charge them and slam. Done.
Yeah, I suppose.
What's the best class to play if you're doing Sanity? Soldier.
I'd say either Sentinel or Vanguard.
Yeah.
What's worse?
It depends on your
Pete talking
preference.
about Mass Effect or Jay talking about Resident Evil?
Jay
I was
talking about
going to say, at least you got a few people interested here.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, when Jay talks about Resident Evil, he like talks about Resident Evil, and then you notice it, he slides back in his chair and sits up, and then that's where he's like, he's deep dive about how many buttons are on like Chris's shirt. And that's where you can see it. It's like his eyes light up. It's like
buttons, including the arm ones for his bulging biceps, so he can punch a boulder.
Exactly.
Yeah, Pete's getting a deep dive now about how tight a Wallace is.
Yeah.
How tight is Rex's ass?
Oh, if you want to go into specifics, I don't know. But Andromeda tried very hard with their companion lineup, didn't they? I mean, Drac was good, but he wasn't Rex.
No.
Vetra was good, but she wasn't Garrus.
No.
What was the female human where she was a she was a
Cora.
sorry Vanguard. Oh yeah, Cora was. Was it Liam? He was an ass.
Yeah.
He was worse than Jacob, and Jacob was all
Yeah.
rubbish.
I was worse as Kai, didn't I?
And PB was just like What?
Oh yeah, how do you go from the amazingly awesome, sophisticated Liara to somebody who had obviously no taken their fucking Ritalin for the day and just bounced off Woz for a living?
Ian just likes to watch the world burn, I think.
It's just like,
Pete, what
True.
happened between Mass Effect 2 and 3? Can you...
Don't.
Well, what happened is...
Which is class? What class? I'm going to the sanity one. Do I pick? I still don't know.
Not Vanguard. Pick Vanguard.
Not a lot happened because Shepard was in prison for, blowing up Batarians. Anyway, moving on from Mass Effect, I did a bit more FM Football Manager this week. A bit more of my Hendon League, where I'm halfway through my first season of Vanarama National. Mid-table, close to playoffs and to relegation, so I'm happy with that. Made it to the FA Cup third round. Got an away tie against Derby, which cleared my debts. And the other game is the beta we're not going to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, we don't know if betas going on at this point. You mean Back for Blood? Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Back for Blood.
Yeah.
It's finished again now, isn't it?
Active.
It's the open beta now, isn't it?
It's finished.
Black Blood.
It's finished.
Yeah, but the actual open beta.
Yeah, no, it's finished.
Oh, okay.
It's not back until, what is it, September or something?
Something like that ahead of the launch in October, somewhere, isn't it? October 13th or something like that.
Yeah, and that'll do for me before Graham falls asleep.
And what happened with Mass Effect 1 and 2? No, don't.
That answers the question of what are you playing this week?
You see, the council were like, yes, Reapers. So they sent Shepard on a mission to...
I have one question for you, Pete. Before you
no, don't interrupt me. I'm talking about...
Are you still doing as a male or are you playing female Shepard?
No, I'm doing Femshep.
Femshep
is my insanity, yeah. I did male Shep the first one.
Wait, so you're banging Tali as Femshep?
Can't bang Tali.
No, you can't. No.
So you're banging as Femshep?
Liara, because Liara will take it for whenever she can get it.
Ah, Liara, that was it. So you just said that. Sorry.
Yeah, Liara and Kaden, I think they're the only two bi characters.
Yes.
I think Jack was originally supposed to be, but then they changed it at the last minute, I believe.
You played it through as a non-binary Shepard yet?
No, I have to romance. Well, I might have. I just picked the romance option,
As long as it killed Kaiden, that's fine.
Yeah, I will. I'll never run now.
That's the win in our book.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go to someone who might talk as much. Graham, what have you been playing?
Why would you pick me next?
Well, Jay, we know what you're going to talk about, so we might as well save you till last.
Yeah, exactly. You're going last. I'm going after Graham.
I'll use my 30 seconds up now. I've been playing a game called Greedfall as a way to sort of dive into some DLC that we were due to review. And it's longer than what I thought it was. I'm still not through it, and I've pumped quite a lot of hours into it. The closest thing I can say to it is it's kind of like a semi more serious than Fable. It's not as kind of goofy as Fable, but the way it plays, the combat plays kind of similar to Fable, and the way they're kind of working out a sort of an underlying story. You kind of play the part of kind of not a detective, but you're kind of doing a lot of fact finding, a lot to try and broker the peace between natives of an island and different factions that are trying to sort of colonize the island.
What kind of century is it meant to be played in? Is it quite?
I don't know. It just seems to be a part of, I suppose, 18th, I suppose. Or
yeah, because it feels proper old school, but I can't really tell like how old.
Yeah, it's like muskets and sort of like pirate hats and stuff like that. It's just that kind of era, but there's kind of magic involved as well.
What did you say the character's name was?
His name is Disarday. He is the legate of the congregation, and he fucking tells everyone. Disarday. The amount of times he bloody tells everyone. I mean, the game's not like a AAA game, although it looks quite attractive. It's kind of a good-looking game.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the audio is kind of repeated, but that doesn't have no excuse. That bit's not repeated audio. So everyone asks the same fucking question of, so who are you? And then there he goes. He's like, he's going to break into it. My name is Disarday. I'm the legate of the congregation. He has to tell everyone. And even in the combat is where the audio gets repeated the most. Poor Kurt, who's your loyal bodyguard, he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. You better watch out. Things are going to get dicey. So it's fun the first 10 times, and then the next 100, you're like, okay, I need to swap him out of my party now. It's just a bit too much after a while.
And who was your Irish boy that you couldn't work out his accent?
No, that's the natives. The natives have got this
The
dodgy
natives are
Irish. Natives
Yeah, weird
are
Irish,
Irish
proper
voodoo
dodgy.
with dodgy blacked up face paint on, and yeah, it's just seems a little bit touchy territory. But yeah, I like the way they make the sort of the primitive natives Irish. It's quite amusing.
That's quite dangerous to say from an Englishman saying about being primitive and Irish. You're stoking quite a lot of 80s issues there, by the way. Let's very quickly move on for that subject before Gray's not on the show next week, because
exactly. Yeah,
there has been quite a few people showing up at his front door.
Putting out a PSA. Have you seen this man?
Yes.
Do you know where he is?
But yeah,
anything else? Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a good game. It very easily could get quite stuffy early on, so you really have to sort of get through all the pre-story bit to sort of really sort of dive into the game.
Yeah, because you said it wasn't much combat; it was more chatting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's early on. It's really sort of voice heavy and just conversations left, right, and center. It's just because you're trying to work things out of what's actually going on and all the different issues, and you have to try and balance all the plates of the different factions. They've all got an agenda, and trying to work out how to sort of proceed really. And everyone's got like a faction of like keeping their approval rating, really, sort of how you fare with them, whether you're sort of in their good books or not. And it just affects all outcomes of conversations and stuff. It's good. I've plugged many hours into it, and I'm still not at the DLC territory yet, although I'm bloody trying. But yeah,
is there a certain level you have to hit to get to it, or
I think it said you can open it up once you get to a certain part in the main missions. And I've been plugging through, and I don't think I'm there yet. I must be getting closer, but I'm just not there yet. And then I can finally review the DLC.
We'll get there. It won't be. You still do it quicker than I'll do with you.
To be honest, I'm a little bit worried. The DLC literally was about a 15 meg download, so I have no idea what it's going to be. That is that small.
That's
a different way of him saying, "I'm the Legend of the Conqueror."
Yeah.
You get one new outfit. That's it.
Yeah. Go a fetch quest, and that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
I assume it just unlocks or maybe reveals part of the content that's already there, but it's something suspicious about a 10 meg download.
Then it would be funny if you spent hours and hours getting there. And it was literally one quest.
That's it. It's one fetch. No, not worse than a fetch. It's a follow quest.
But then, to be honest, if the game was terrible, then that would be annoying. But the game isn't actually that bad. I've actually kind of got into it.
No, that's cool then.
It did look a really nice game when I'd first seen it, but like I say, the first wee bit I played for it, it's just so much just talking, and it's like, this is a slog to get through.
It's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah,
the first one?
it is.
The main game, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Happy days.
But don't expect a short playthrough because it's freaking massive.
Yeah, as I say, it doesn't sound like a quick game. Cool. Anything?
How many hours are you into your playthrough then?
I dread to think, but I've got to be at least.
Is there not a timer on your save file?
Not that I noticed, but it probably is. But it's got to be at least kind of 30 by now, if not more. So it's definitely a big old one. And I don't even know how close I am to the end yet.
What's the time on Mass Effect, Pete?
Well, the problem is with Mass Effect is that the quick resume feature bottles it.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, that's annoying.
Adds the hours
the timer still carries on. It does.
Each game takes about 20-25 hours, but it's on about 120 hours at the moment. So
no, just playing with you, that could be legit.
Yeah. No.
Cool. Anything else, Graham?
No, that's all I've been playing. Other than the Ascent with you guys,
which we spoke about. Okay, I'll go on to me because I know James is going to talk a lot about this one game. So I'll go next because the games I played. So I've been quite busy again this week. So the two games I've played out, which I can't stand out for me. The first one is Art of Valley. So that recently came through to Game Pass. Seems quite a lot. It seemed like a game I was quite interested in making. It's a bit of racy, arcadey style. And actually, it's quite a lot of fun. I mean, it's a slow burn to start with because we can't really race against anyone else. So obviously, because it's rally, it's all against you versus however quick you get there. And it's again, the AI times is all random depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you play on easy, even if you go so slow, like fucking Granny, you'll still somehow win.
So perfect for Jay then.
Perfect for Jay and Dan. But yeah, if you kind of go to like a kind of middle hard, you can sometimes get a win. Sometimes you get a second or a third, whether you're a fifth or sixth, if you fuck up a bit. So it kind of does help a little bit where, it's trying to find the common ground of what's good for you. A bit like with Formula One, you've got to kind of keep increasing the difficult level till you find a nice common ground of what time you need to be. So again, it's trying to find that difficulty level.
Is there a leaderboard that you can compare against your friends then? Or is it just a computer?
Just computer, yeah. So you just get a computer. I don't know if there's a time attack mode, which I haven't looked into. So maybe the time attack would work, obviously, just does your quickest time, and then we can go to the friends list and see how fast everyone else has done it.
I'm just watching the trailer just now, and I just happened to notice that they've got a Terreno 8086 in the trailer from Initial D, and that's me sort of signed up based on just seeing that.
Yeah.
Oh, they got I just saw the Subaru.
Seen the Subaru,
Yeah.
I've seen the Toyota Corolla.
They got a Subaru.
I didn't see a Lancia though. I didn't see a Lancia.
There is a Lancia as well.
There's Lancia, yeah.
I'm sure I've seen the Lancia as
And
well.
there's a Mini there as well. You get minis as well. It's all sort of Subaru Mini.
But no,
there's
the E86, when I seen that was me like, oh, that's...
And what's-
yep, that's me signed up.
And what's quite good about it, because all the maps, it's like kind of like, obviously, there's a really big map and all the races are part of it, but into a smaller map. But it's all like, there's an open world bit as well, where you can do whatever you want in the map. So you can actually just go around, do one, there's collectibles and stuff. So you can kind of just make your own racetrack, in your head. So it'd be quite cool if you can actually make your own racetrack eventually.
How long is it? Sorry, I was going to say, how long is each track then?
I think
Minutes?
each race takes about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Depending on how small of the stage. I think some stages are like maybe they're 2.5 minutes, but then some of the longer stages about 5 minutes and a bit. So again, it's always finding the common ground. If you want to give quick achievements, just whack it on easy, plow through, which I'm pretty sure I'll be doing very soon, just to get through the game.
Jake reviewed it for our site, didn't he?
Yes, Jake.
He was very high on it. I had a quick go, and he said in his review that he liked that the camera was always behind the car. But what drew me in was all the shots a bit sort of like, what's the right word, like panoramic, like almost like you're sort of just
top
like
down.
I was looking forward to something like that.
I got that. I had top down view, like a top down view. I never got from behind. So unless you have to change the camera in the settings or anything, mine was top down view.
Well, by default, when I started it was more top down, but I was more thinking it sort of be like a static viewpoint, and you just watch the car go around the track.
Oh, I see, like that. Yeah, okay.
Because that would, for some reason, that appeals to me more than what it actually is.
No, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, mine was very top down, but you could move around and follow.
Yeah.
But then you're shit again.
Why are you even here, Jay?
I did like one game. I was like, nah. This is...
Why do you exist, Jay?
I like the idea of this, and then I was like, nah, not for me. Not for me. What else have you been playing, Ian?
I've also had a little dabble on Flight Simulator. I say dabble, really, all I really had to do, what I did was I got the plane, I took off from that Farnborough airport, I crashed into my house. I thought that was fun.
Should have gone to Fair Oaks, that'd been closer.
So I had a good point, yeah. Didn't think that, but I thought fun. But when I went for my work, so I works in Camberley, so I went over my work, and then I realised you can actually just spawn anywhere.
Yeah.
So can you? Okay.
Yeah. So
I went big the very first time I played it, and I think I've spoiled it because I've not been back since. I went from Glasgow International to New York.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realise that it was real time because they haven't brought the feature that they've got on PC that you can fast forward. So I spent most of my time just looking over water and at 40,000 feet, and I'm like, this is not as graphically beautiful as I quite thought. As I'm just flying.
Yeah, I don't think that was
flying over the Atlantic while it was overcast, so there was no beautiful sun rays or nothing like this. And I'm like,
that's not fun.
Yeah, I might need to look into this and pick something a little bit closer, or start off in America and fly to New York, so it's a little bit more eye-catching.
So when I first did it, I was like, obviously it's real time, so I was like, I did it like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, this is all fucking dark, can't see anything.
Yeah.
Then I realised you can rewind time, so I rewind time to the morning, so I could see everything. So yeah, then I crashed into my house, then I spawned, and I did the one. I crashed into my in-laws' house, crashed into my sister's house. And then I flew around Mauritius.
I'm sensing a pattern here, Ian.
I did the same thing as you, Ian. I installed it. I took it off Fair Oaks, crashed into my house, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to like this. I installed it.
I said, this is crashed places to people based houses I know. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, well.
Ross, did you fly one of the big kind of air charter planes?
I was Boeing 737. Okay. I was big.
I know. I went like one of those fucking propeller planes.
That's what I did. I was like, why is it so hard to control? I just want to go down.
Yeah, did you find... I assume you flew the same thing as me, a little Cessna thing. that if you let go of the stick, it just does that the whole time. So you've constantly got to push the nose down.
No.
I don't know what it was, but I took off and I was flying, and it just constantly wanted to do that.
No, mine constantly
Stick
wanted to go
drift, yeah.
down. I had to keep
Mine
leveling
was,
mine up.
well, yeah, mine keep leveling up. Mine was fine though. Yeah, I think I kind of cruised along. It was easier when you spawned in the air,
Yeah.
and obviously you can go slowly down and crash. But if you took off and then tried to land, that's fucking nightmare. So I'd end up just spawning in the sky and crashing to places.
See, trying to do a normal start off a runway and a Boeing 737 and get up to sort of cruising 37,500 feet, you don't realize, like, it feels different when you're obviously in the plane. But see how, like, if you just try and go up, you stall and the plane just sort of goes, shit.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
That's it.
So it's like you
Stall and you're like, quick,
you kind of
reload
have to
quickly.
go up a wee bit, and it's like you think you're going up for like 3 hours just cruising gently up to 37,500 feet. But then what makes it worse is you can obviously change camera that you can see the whole plane, and then you can change inside the cockpit. And then you change inside the cockpit, and every button that's in a cockpit you can toggle. So it's like, what does this button do?
It's an air hostess.
What does this button do? Click.
Drinks.
It's that. You have turned off fuel flow to engine 3. Fuck! How? What button did I hit? Shit! Fuck!
Have opened emergency door.
So I'm thinking, I'm thinking like a
Yeah.
Cessna or just a nice little small what's the fancy private planes that you get? I'm thinking like something like that might be a wee bit easier than like this big Boeing 737.
Can you fly Concords?
You can't. No.
Ah, that's a shame.
I'm waiting for them to do the Top Gun DLC.
Yeah, that's going to be
fighter
cool.
Jets. That'll be more.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
The guy I follow on Twitter, Graham's best friend, he's actually got a proper setup for it. He's got like the joysticks and stuff, and like proper like I don't know how people can get invested in that type of game where you can just fly. I don't know what the appeal is. I mean, it looks gorgeous, obviously, but it's like, do you really want to spend 6 hours flying from A to B just cruising? And...
Well, as Ross said,
Ross, yeah.
If you go across the Atlantic,
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is,
clouds and
They're not water.
I think the flip side of that is it's like there's people who enjoy playing racing games who would say, why is Ross and Pete spent £250 on a racing wheel? Or why is people spend over £1,000 buying an actual seat that you mount everything attached to, and then you've got that set up somewhere? Why do people spend that for racing games?
That's because we play it competitively. You know, it's not just
What's that?
on your
I
own.
have... I'm stupid.
You do, yeah. You play like you fucking full 100% of F1 races. I'm thinking, how the
I
fuck
do
do you do
50%.
that?
I do 50% in Korea. I don't do 100%. That's way too long.
It's like the
50%.
old school Gran Turismo where you did the endurance races and it was actually a 24-hour race.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, the 24-hour Le Mans. Yeah.
Yep, which was fantastic, but
It took about a week in real time to complete.
Yeah, like, you just do it out, then you pause. Like, don't turn the Xbox off. Don't turn the
don't turn the
console
computer off, don't touch it.
off. That's it. Okay, now everyone grab your blankets and pillows. Jamie, what have you played?
I'll keep it brief because I know.
Wait a minute, whoa, Jay, wait a minute, wait.
Get comfortable though, because I'm gonna wax lyrical about how great this game is. So, if you've been watching thus far, this little game just to the side of me, I've been kicked out for inactivity. That's a bastard. Splitgate. Has anybody else played Splitgate? I'm guessing not.
No, yet.
Oh,
No. Okay. All right. So the very short and simple pitch is Halo meets Portal. What a fantastic concept and what a fantastic game. If you've been following our Twitter account over the last few days, you'll notice that it's pretty much turned into a Splitgate fan account because I fucking love this game. It's so good. So again,
So is it like you said, Halo meets Portal?
the idea is Halo cross Portal. So the combat, the look, the feel, the movement is Halo, but you've also got the ability to place 2 portals you can go between, a la Portal. And there's only specific surfaces you can do this on, and only you can go through your portal, I think. But when you go through it, it sort of opens up for the enemies to see you. So if I put my portal on a wall, the enemies it will just be like a blank surface. But then if I get near it, it'll open up so they can see me, and you can shoot through the portals as well as go through them. So a good way of doing it is to sort of put a couple of either side of the map, and then you can keep an eye through one. And as enemies run through, either fire through or jump through and hit them from behind and stuff.
I was going to ask you that because I saw a couple of clips where you're looking for a portal, but they didn't seem to see you, and then you shot them.
Yeah.
So obviously that answers my question.
Incredibly clever. obviously, if you've played Portal, you'll get the idea of sort of looking through and seeing an alternate version of, an alternate viewpoint. Sorry, and yeah, it's just I can't get enough of it. It is such fun. It's a proper old school arena shooter, so like Halo or Quake or Doom or something like that, but with this added element of these portals, and it really does just make it so much more fun than. I mean, the combat's fun anyway because the weapons have got a nice punch to them, and as I said, the movement's pretty quick. The only thing I don't like is there's no mantling, so if you jump up to a ledge, you can't. It doesn't sort of grab on and lift yourself up. You just fall down. But you have got a jetpack to sort of boost yourself up a little bit higher if you need to. And the only the other thing is, although it's 4v4 in all the modes I've played so far, very few people seem to actually use the portals, which is kind of like one of the main points of the game. So occasionally there'll be an enemy one lying around, but out of my teammates, unless they're just not showing up, I don't see very many of my teammates' portals showing up, which is a bit of a shame because I imagine if you get some high level play, which obviously I'm never ever going to get near, it's going to proper be something exciting to watch because there'll be people popping out left, right, and centre all over the place. And yeah, I've been looking forward to playing this for a while, but I'm so surprised how good it is, and just how much I've been sort of addicted to it.
What kind of game modes are there?
So if you played Halo, you basically run down the list. So you've got the team deathmatch. You've got it's literally called Oddball, which is what is in Halo. King of the Hill, VIP. There's a couple more I unlocked earlier on, which because you've got to get to level 10 before you unlock all of them. But it literally is the Halo playlist. And I don't know if you could see from earlier on, but the characters look like Spartans. The weapons are very similar to sort of Halo 4, Halo 5 style weaponry. The only thing that it doesn't have is grenades. So you have grenades, but they only close portals, so you can't use them to attack players.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but yeah, it's so clever. It's quite hard to sort of explain how much the portals add to the experience about you playing it, but it's so good. It's so good, and the fact that you can not only transport through them but shoot through them as well is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So would you say it's your game of the year so far?
I was going to say it's already riding up towards my game of the year.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so good, so good. It's I love old school arena shooters, and it hits pretty much every point perfectly. Obviously, it's a free to play download, so anyone can try it. But there is a battle pass which and like a in-game store with currency and stuff you can buy. But I won't go anywhere near that.
Are there plans to expand it, like do 8v8, that kind of thing?
I haven't looked into that sort of thing. And again, some of the modes might have more players, but I haven't gone through all of them yet because I've only just unlocked the extra ones. But yeah, it's one of the best playing, and it's good looking as well. But just the whole package since I played something like Titanfall.
Oh wow,
it's not as fast as Titanfall.
Pretty high praise.
It's definitely more Halo paced. So you're not going to be sprinting everywhere, a million miles an hour. But
yeah
really, really good.
That's definitely high praise.
I mean, it's on the sort of the pause screen here because I was playing it just before we started, and as soon as we finished, I'll be going back onto it. And I've had so many other things I should be playing for review and what have you. I can't get enough of it.
Well, I've got it downloaded and I might join you after.
So good, so good. And then what I've been playing that with, just very quickly segueing, is this little baby here. I don't know if you can see that properly. So this is the Turtle Beach Recon controller.
Okay.
I got this for review the other week, and
is it wired or wireless? It was because it's wired in. Oh, I don't know if it was take off or not.
Yeah. Actually, I'll leave it wired in for a second. Very good. It's very similar in feel to the official version. So it's a lot lighter, obviously, because there's no batteries. But the main thing, really, you got two little paddles on the back. If you can see them.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Which they're a bit awkwardly placed for my liking because the Elite or Grey, the one you did the other week, the Power A one had the 4 paddles, whereas this has just got 2 big buttons, and it's kind of like in the middle of where the paddles would be, so it's a little bit awkward. But they still work well enough. And then you got the 4 sort of button. I suppose you can't really see that properly, but the 4 button reset. Sets up here. So you've also got. I don't know if has anybody used Turtle Beach headphones before.
Yes.
I have, yes.
Headphones.
Have you used this the superhuman hearing mode?
Yes.
So that's
No.
built into this controller, so you can use it with any headset you
Alright,
plug into
okay.
the bottom of the pad, and it also has volume and chat control independently on the sides here. So if you press the button, well, you probably can't really see that very well, but it lights up the louder you got it, and then obviously the quieter you got it, it dims down. And you can balance it out, and then it's got a few other. It's got pro aim thing, which is sort of helps you slow down your aim. And
You need that.
Well, yeah. And an EQ balance, you can get like treble bass or boost bass, stuff like that.
So what's that retailing at the moment?
£50.
Would you say it's worth it?
100%.
Because how much are normal controllers nowadays? 60 quid, are
I
they?
think a series
60 quid, yeah.
60 quid for
yeah. So
yeah.
But it's wired, so
it
they
is
have to
wired.
balance it.
You've got a great. Was that one you did? Was that had a 3-meter cable, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and that was the Elite one. That was 80.
Yeah. So this has got a 3-meter cable as well, which so far for me personally anyway has been long enough. But yeah, no, it's very excellent controller. It feels really nice.
Happy
The buttons
days.
are nice and responsive, and like I said, all the extra sound effects and sound modes and stuff you get built into the controller.
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
I just
Okay,
don't think I could ever go back to playing with a wired controller.
Yeah.
I think
That
I
was
could
kind of
on the
think it is.
PC. On the PC, I could go wide.
That was one
constant.
concern of mine, because obviously wireless is like ultra convenient, but I've enjoyed this so much I've actually preferred using it over my wireless ones this last couple of days.
Oh, wow.
It feels really good. It feels like an official version, just with those extra sort of audio benefits as well. And for £10 less, although it's wired,
It's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I would recommend this over an official wired pad.
And Jamie is hard of hearing, so needs it to go up.
Well, yeah, that comes with old age, I suppose.
Yeah, no, very good. Really.
I was
really
gonna say
good.
these guys are starting to up their game in terms of like third-party peripherals, because usually like third-party controllers, they're like the butt of the jokes, aren't they? Yeah, they're usually crap, but these two controllers you've just reviewed over the last couple of weeks, they seem like they're really good and worth investing in.
Literally, my review will be up, and I think I'm going to put it up tomorrow or the day after. But that's literally one of the sentences I put in there. Was like, it used to be when you went around a friend's house, like you could have the
you could have the Mad
third-party-
Cat's
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have the shit control that doesn't maybe work. No,
What?
The turbo boost on it.
Press the turbo
Exactly, yeah.
button, see what happens.
The ones with all the extra buttons and stuff that don't really do anything. But yeah, I mean, now whether it's Mad Cats or Turtle Beach or Power A or whoever, they're so much better. And this one is easily the best one. I've
So
used.
Graham's one, is yours Xbox specific?
Well, it's cable, so you can use your PC as well.
I mean, could you use it on any other console, like the enemy, the PlayStations? Could you use it on a PlayStation?
I think it was Xbox exclusive on that one.
Same as you, Jay,
As
is
is
yours.
this one, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so they're
a
both.
lot of the third-party ones are kind of not frowned upon in the PlayStation one, where Xbox don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, I haven't tried plugging it into a PlayStation, but it's all Xbox branded and stuff. So I
Yeah,
think
okay, makes
it'll
sense,
work,
yeah.
but yeah, no, if you're in need of a second pad or a new pad or something, it is really, really good. Really
Awesome.
Yeah, very much enjoyed using that. But
Yeah.
mainly play Splitgate, please, because it's so good.
Do you think, and it's just a conversation that obviously we've had in a couple podcasts last couple of weeks, obviously in regards to premium controllers, obviously the Elite's not looking like it's going to be making like a next an Xbox Series X appearance, but obviously we had spoke about the Scuff Instinct for when that's due to drop. Do you think there's a massive difference between something like the Recon that you've got there and comparison to an Elite, just if you're talking the Microsoft side of stuff?
In terms of comparing it to the Elite, I don't think you're going to get very close to that at all. It feels very nice, but it feels like a premium standard pad, whereas the Elite feels like a
So like one of the things that I love about my Elite is the weight.
Okay.
I love how heavy it is.
Yeah.
How does the Recon feel in comparison to something like that?
Oh, it's like a feather.
Was it
No,
proper?
the Power A one wasn't.
No,
the one I did.
Oh,
was that
really?
quite hefty?
Yeah, it was a hefty
See,
one.
I
yeah.
like that. That's what I really enjoy about the Elite controllers. How like heavy they feel. It feels like they're a lot of quality built into them.
Because the light one feels like it's going to snap in your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I prefer, like you, Ross. I prefer the heavier ones, which is why usually I'd have my chat pad attached to it just to give my controllers a bit of extra weight. But for some reason, this one just seems to have gelled with me. It's just really, really good, really good.
Yeah, I think in reality, I only need is 2 extra buttons for the. Cause I'd hate clicking the thumbsticks in and out.
Yeah.
So when I do like I use my lead, I always have 2 buttons extra, and that's the back for clicking in instead.
Yeah,
But reality is, I didn't have a button.
The thing with this one, like Graham said, I think for your one, you can map them on the controller itself. So, excuse me. So rather than having to use an app, you just press the button you want. You press the underside one and then map whatever button you want to do it to, and you can have 4 presets at once. So you can cycle through them literally at a press of a button.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah. Highly recommended. So like I said, the review will be up tomorrow/Tuesday.
/Wednesday/Thursday.
Good bit. You can do multi-button combos as well. So I was doing it to hold left bumper, right bumper, and B at the same time. You can map all 3 of those to one of the buttons.
Nice.
Oh, that's quite cool. Yeah, that's
that,
for shooting game. Not shooting game. For beat 'em ups, that'd be really good because there's so many times.
I was also thinking, like for FIFA as well. Like if you got
that's what I used it for.
For a finesse.
For a finesse and a driven shot, it's both bumpers
Boom,
and B.
just hold the button,
driven.
boom, shoot,
just one
done.
button driven shot. Yeah.
Yes, that would be good.
Really handy. I never thought it like that. That'd be quite good. Now that you say that.
I might have to try that with this one actually. I didn't even think to try it because I don't play any games.
You can't. Well, on the 2 I did for Power, you can do triple buttons to as many as you can hold at once before you program it. Yeah. You have to be holding all of them as you press the button. Yeah.
Also, what I remember, Jay, I have to remind you to remember to get in contact with somebody.
Yes, keep reminding me.
I will
every day. Because I've got nothing else to do this week apart from be in Devon. So keep reminding.
Well, you're racist internet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised none of you just picked up the fact that JC's going to go back and play FIFA.
Oh, Jay can't wait for FIFA 22 Pro Clubs.
No, I've been very
It's going to be number 1 in the world.
Redacted this week. I had a wonderful time playing Redacted last night.
Yep.
Redacted is redacted.
Redacted has made improvements.
I downloaded Redacted, but not done anything with Redacted.
It looked very nice, did Redacted, but I got bored after 1 half and turned it off. Redacted.
Anything else been playing, Jamie, other than
That's
Redacted?
confusing.
I know. That's what I thought I'm going to say. But... anything else?
I've been playing loads, but we can talk about it.
Well, actually, no, because I'm not wanting to. This is going to sound bad, but I want you to go into more detail about Faraday Protocol because I'm watching the trailer of it and it looks freaking awesome.
Okay, well, in that case, settle in, lads. Oh, let me just stretch out a little bit. So, much like Portal or stuff like that, it's a first-person puzzler, but rather than having portals, it's about using fire and electricity to solve the puzzles in the area, basically. So there'll be like little totems, and it'll have fire in it, and you can take the fire out and hold it in your gun, and then you can move around and sort of fire it into the other receptacles that will open a door or lift a lift up or something like that. It's very clever. The puzzles themselves are really good. Again, this review will be up tomorrow, Tuesday. When it is written, I've just got to finish it off slightly. It's very clever, and they do a good job of keeping things fresh. So it almost threatens to be very repetitive because you're literally just using them 2 elements over and over again. But then as you start to think, oh well, I've got the idea of what's going on now, they add a new element in, or not a new mechanic in. So rather than posting it into these idols, you'll use it to walk along a bridge, or you'll use it to bounce off a bounce pad or something, or you'll have to use you'll sort of fire it into an idol, fire the fire into an idol and take electricity out the other side, and you have to sort of like convert it back and forth to solve the puzzles around.
This gives me...
Oh, there's 2 of me. Sorry.
This, as much as it's obviously... as much as it's more indie, this gives me very Turing Test vibes.
I haven't played that yet.
Turing Test, yeah.
Recommend it. That's why I was that's why I was intrigued by it, because I love the Turing Test. And this gives me sort of... It's a bit... Obviously, Turing Test is based in space, or more space type idea. This looks like it's, just judging by the pictures, it looks like almost like ancient Egypt.
Yeah, so it is a space-based thing. Like you're in this unknown space station, but all of the visuals are very Egyptian, like you say. Like, it's all very black and gold, which makes, as you get through the puzzles, it sort of says like puzzle 1 complete, puzzle 2 complete, but each one looks pretty much identical because it's all black and gold.
Yeah.
Which is probably my only real criticism of it, because you sort of get to a new area and it's like, for fuck's sake, it's the same fucking thing again. And although the puzzle was different and they're all very clever, it could do with a little bit more of a visual mix-up every now and then. But I've gotten to a point now where that has sort of happened, but I don't think it's going to be enough to sort of, give it a new, like, oh wow, this looks different.
Yeah.
But it's very enjoyable. It's very clever as well. Like I said, the puzzles aren't too hard. They're probably just pitched just right. There was one or two that got me a bit stuck. But yeah, no, if you enjoy that sort of thing, like you said, the Turing test, or have you played what's it called, Relicta or Pillar Escape or things like that?
Pillar Escape, I think I played.
Not with them, no.
But they're very sort of similar in concept, at least. Yeah, I'm very much enjoying it so far. Pardon me.
Nice.
So yeah, check it out. I don't think it's on Game Pass yet, unfortunately, but
I think you'll come there.
It seems like the perfect kind of game to go to Game Pass. But yeah, Faraday Protocol indeed. Well, like I said, the review will be up in a day or so.
When did it come out? Did it come out recently, or was it?
Thursday, I think. Friday, Thursday, something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've had my eye on it for ages and ages and ages. And they suddenly was like, oh, it's out. I was like, oh shit, I best get on this one then.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So definitely something I'll check out as well. Sweet. Any other games you want to talk about? Pete, Mass Effect?
Yeah.
I think Graham have a heart attack if he's got
I do actually have a genuine Mass Effect question, Pete. Have they gone into any more about like bringing the multiplayer back? Because I know they were sort of umming and ahhing about
No, that was only murmurings. I don't think they actually will.
No, they said that to bring the multiplayer back, basically, all the work that they did to make one look how it did in the remaster, there was more work to bring the multiplayer back than there was to make that look how it is.
But then, to be honest, online is where the money is for them, isn't it? All the microtransactions.
Yeah.
Finally, health packs and
Yeah,
stuff.
because I thought it made quite a bit, didn't it? The online side. I know, I enjoyed it.
I spent 80p on it once and I felt dirty, so I didn't do it again.
Yeah.
So what did they do with, because the multiplayer was kind of key to getting your battle readiness up for 3. What did they do instead of that?
They just did it. They just make it okay. No, you don't need it. You just do all your missions and that, and you're good to go.
They basically made it so that if you completed the main game and done enough of the side stuff and things like that, you could get enough galactic readiness to get the maximum amount.
They did that even before the Legendary Edition. Like Mass Effect 3, late in the game cycle, once they realised online was dead, they just did that on the normal version anyway. So it wasn't really a new thing, to be fair.
What happened in... Okay, no.
Don't. Don't. Otherwise, me and Peter are going to spend another 2 hours.
You started, so you should finish.
So in 2, you have to do everyone's loyalty missions.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happens if you just did no loyalty missions? Can you still progress the game?
Died.
They all died, basically.
You could even
Can you avoid doing loyalty missions?
Yeah, you don't have to do them.
Yeah.
You can get the mission and then just not do it. Or if you don't interact with enough of the characters, you just don't get the mission off them.
And they all just die in the end.
And then they just die, yeah.
And then Mass Effect 3 is just shit.
Yeah. So you could for like the last part of the mission, you could either fuck up and pick the wrong people to do the wrong jobs and get them killed. Or if you pick the right person but didn't do the loyalty mission, you could still get them killed.
And then what happens in 3?
They're not there.
Oh, okay.
Did anybody get through it first time with everyone alive?
Yes.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
No.
No?
Because I didn't, obviously, I always like to complete it without a guide first. And I think I made the mistake of putting Morden in my party and he died in the party. Whereas usually now is every time you send him back, don't you? You send, even though I love him as a crewmate, like with his incinerate,
fucking weak as hell.
You send him back with Dr. Chuckwatts.
Yeah.
You send him back.
I didn't. Well, in fairness, if you're talking it like that, I didn't save Kelly Chambers. If we're being honest, because I didn't realise you had a small amount of time to do when they get kidnapped.
This is the problem with like
asking
Legion,
questions,
isn't it? You know, Legion's a really good character, but you can only really get to know him if you sacrifice your crewmates.
Yeah, and that was the issue. So I did get to know Legion very well, and then lost the crew. But I saved the whole party, as in the actual squad.
Yeah, I don't think anyone died at all in my one.
That's because you didn't
finish it, Jay.
Yeah, it's because you're still not finished.
Lies, bullshit. I finished all of them. I fucking loved them when they come out.
He's not Dan, don't worry.
I've just only played them once.
You know, oh, Pete, see if we're really going to arc you. Do you know Dan's completed 3 and not 1 and 2?
I heard this and I literally turned the podcast off.
Yeah,
I
was sitting there like this.
How can you do that? Like, it's...
Why you play? Yeah, how do you play?
The thing is, see if he'd have said I've completed 2 and I've not completed 1 and 3, I'd maybe let him off it because I didn't start till 2. I had never heard of Mass Effect 1 like when it first came out, but I had a PlayStation, so
yeah. Well, yeah.
Then I went back to play 1, and I've played 1, 2, and 3 in total probably 35 plus times. But
yes,
he's completed 3, but not 1 or 2.
Yeah, the first time I played number 2, I had a pre-owned copy, so I didn't get the Zaid or Kasumi DLC, so I didn't have them in my squad. But I was quite. Graham was actually the one that got me into Mass Effect because I had rented.
Graham, it's all your fault.
I was going to say, what we're basically saying there is this whole podcast has been the result of Gray.
Yeah, stuck his own grave. Yeah.
You would have found it anyway.
I had I was playing Dragon Age, the original Dragon Age Origins. I had rented it from Love Film, and Graham was like, "Do you know what? If you like Dragon Age, you should play Mass Effect because it's basically Dragon Age but in space." And I was like, "Okay."
Pretty much.
So thank you, Graham.
Yeah.
This podcast is now longer than it needs to be because of
One
you.
more question.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Dragon Age or Mass Effect?
Mass Effect.
What?
Mass Effect.
It's not
Oh,
even close.
Pick out of the two.
It's not
Oh, I
close.
don't know. He does like Dragon Age. He didn't
It's
look for me.
not
I know he does.
because I do love Morrigan and I love Liliana.
Right, but what my
And
counter to that is, I love the characters in Dragon Age as well. I think they're fantastic. Like, I love Varric, for example. But
No, I think Mass Effect wins. I
all
hate
you've
it.
got, all you've got
I
to
was-
compare is Shepard, and then who do you compare it against? Hawk.
I would say I love both equally, but I've done more playthroughs of Mass Effect than Dragon Age.
That means you prefer Mass Effect.
There you go. No, they're both fun. They're both lovely. They're both the best.
You know what spoiled Inquisition for me? Witcher.
Oh, do you know what? I never played
My
Witcher.
Witcher, baby.
I bought it, but I've never played The Witcher. I missed it. I keep getting told to play it, but I'm like,
He's barred. If you guys want
I told
any
you.
graphics or any visuals done ever again, he's barred.
Told you.
Yeah.
Never
He's
played The
gonna pick
Witcher.
Time Crisis.
do you know what? I did download it once, and I did start it, and then yeah, I got to the tutorial bit where you're running after the girl on number 3. Then I was like, I didn't like the movement, so I was like, I'll come back to it in another year.
I feel like the opening is quite slow because I got put off initially because it ran like shit on the original Xbox.
Because it was like you got one sort of humans and another sort of, and I was like, I can't be asked that
Yeah,
shit.
but no, it is very good. Well worth playing for you.
Ross was like,
It's-
triggered.
It's a long
Proper
fucking
triggered
game
him.
though.
I actually feel like the vein coming popping out the side of my head there.
Because I
they
bought
kill
it
him?
one Christmas years and years ago for like, it was like 15. It was like the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC for like 15 quid. Back then, I still haven't touched it.
Keep rubbing it in. Go on.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
keep
say
saying more about
was-
it. Keep
I
doing it.
wouldn't say it was better than Mass Effect or Dragon Age, but it's good.
Because I think it was Graham I asked. I was like, do I need to play 1 or 2 before 3? And he goes, not really, but you should.
Don't ever
Oh,
play
I don't
one.
know.
Don't
Yeah, I was
ever
about to
play
say.
Witcher 1.
Yeah, I was about to say the other
Ever
ones
play
weren't as
Witcher
good.
1. Witcher 2 is great. Don't play Witcher 1.
I think it was 2. I got fucking lost. I think you couldn't find where the fuck I was going on.
2 makes it difficult to play through because the map on it's shit.
It was. I couldn't find where to go. I got bored. I was like, I have no idea where the fuck I'm going. These
The
missions
actual
give nothing away.
storyline of 2 is fantastic. It's very much what they're doing in the series with like Sword and Hell and things like that, but just so confusing to play. And it doesn't make it easier with like, see, like your potions that the Witchers can take, how difficult they are to manage in 2 compared to 3 is unbelievable. But still a great game, and it looks fantastic.
Maybe we might kill Dan if this goes on any longer.
Yeah,
The only sequel you really need to play is Resident Evil 2. Have I
No.
told you about Resident Evil 2?
No, Jay, please
Oh,
regale
that's
us.
fine.
If we sit down for another hour.
Anyway,
we can-
butt plugs for the week.
Resident Evil. Ooh. Is it 2 your favourite, Jay?
Your butt plug in Resident Evil? What?
We
Go on
haven't,
then,
even
Graham.
done, we haven't even done Game Pass yet.
Yeah, Graham. Do your games with gold.
Okay. The games of gold. We've got Darksiders 3 from August the 1st to the 31st. You have Ukulele from August 16th to September the 15th. You have Lost Planet 3 from August the 1st to the 15th. And Geru, Mark of the Wolves from August the 16th to the 31st.
So I think we're losing 2 tomorrow. 1.
Yeah. So
make sure you get downloading them. Ross, what's coming new to Games Pass?
Nothing much different than what we had already spoke about. So the ones that have already came out, obviously, Art of Rally and Hades have already both came out this week. And then the ones that are upcoming, Microsoft Solitaire Collection Premium Edition on PC, August 17th. 12 minutes on console, August 19th. Cannot wait for that to finally get here. And Psychonauts 2 on console and PC on August the 25th. And then a couple of games leaving. So GTA was out last week, and as of today, you've got Ape Out, Crossing Souls, Darksiders Genesis, Don't Starve, Final Fantasy VII, and Train Sim World 2020 all left today.
And Madden as well is leaving.
And Madden as well.
Yeah, they added a lot of the Codex titles as well, didn't they? So they've had a lot of the Dirt Rally games and last year's F1 game on there now as well.
They all came out on the 10th. They were all, yep.
As far as the F1 they come on the PC, because last time it's come out on the PC, the F1 game. Because I get my achievement stacks.
But is EA Access on PC? I don't think it is it?
Well, no, but still, F1 still came out on the old. Oh, I guess it's EA now.
This is what I mean. It's
Yeah,
EA,
it's
isn't
part
it? So
of EA, PC Game Pass as well.
Yeah, true. Maybe because it has a Game Pass. It wasn't achievements basically. That's what I care about. I tell you, I'm under 10k now to 1 million.
Getting close.
Getting close.
hang on, does that mean you've only done like 5k in last week?
Yeah, I've done fuck all, mate.
Oh,
Hardly
that
anything.
is.
I think less than 5k. I think I've done about 2 and a bit. Yeah, I mean slacking. I'm so close to 1 million,
You
but
got
I'm
near
so
to the
slacking.
milestone, and you're just like, just put it off. Don't worry. About
That's
it.
it. Let's keep waiting. My friend, other Ross, in the thing, he's close to 1 million, so I might do it like a day before he does it, just to annoy him. He keeps telling me, "Oh, I was like, how long it take? Oh, about 30 days. Okay, I'll do it at 29. I'll get it done before soon. Well, when?
yeah.
Whenever I can be bothered to actually start playing games.
I'll beat you to it. Don't worry. I've only
Yeah, go
got
for
about
it.
800,000 to go.
When I start crashing planes into my house, I'll do it. Cool. Butt plugs. Thank you for tuning in. For more content on Xbox Tavern. Ask anyone else anything else before I do butt plugs? No. Cool.
I mean, I could waffle on for a little while if you like, but
No, you don't want to talk about anything else? You sure?
We're close to the 2-hour mark. I've got to edit this tonight. Move it.
Okay. The butt plugs have gone. Oh, there they are. Thank you for tuning in. For more content on Xbox Tavern, please follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Xbox Tavern. See all our written reviews on xboxtavern.com. We've had a couple go up this week. We've got Art of Rally by our lovely Jakey Boy. We've got Full Closure by other Ross, not this Ross here. He's lazy. Apple Slash, I actually did a fucking review. I know, tell me about it. Go me. And on time as well.
Quickly as well, yeah.
I know, within a week. Whew, look at me. I'm getting better. And we've also got Jay waffle on about Splitgate for about 7 pages, which feels like.
Honestly, it could have been a lot longer. I did that on the drive up to Devon this morning while my wife drove. I was like, let's write about Splitgate for a while.
Because he had to write it, then he had to edit himself.
So good.
That's it. The whole giant took him to write that as well. Yeah, and also check us out on our content on YouTube if you're listening to us at Xbox Tavern Official. So thank you very much for joining me. I am Ian, your lovely host. Not sure I'll do this again. Maybe. Who knows? And you can find me at Nutaway. You can find Ross at
Chaotic UI.
You can find our lovely special guest Pete at
Peter Kinich.
You can find Graham at
Graham Reaper.
And if you want old man content, you can follow this other guy at
I don't know, somewhere on Twitter.
Yeah, Inaxan if you want to follow him. Cool. Guess say goodbye, everyone.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Morning.
Good morning. Take care and be good to each other.
Have
See
fun.
you soon. Bye.